Creativity is a brilliant thing. I was just on the phone with Carl Palmer of Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and we always have a great time talking because we talk about the creative energy that moves through the universe, and somehow, some way, it just moves through us all. And from that creativity, there's so much that goes on in the world. Nothing takes place on this planet without creativity, but it's also an addiction. It will beat you up like you wouldn't believe, and it's like, I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to do it. Creativity. When you are unplugged, you're always going to say yes to it. Totally uncut. You know what that means? That means, we all make mistakes, so turn it into a tool. This is Arroe Unplugged. I call it stream thinking, the power of now. What you do is you're trying to learn how to trust freeform writing. I challenge myself in the way of daily exercising with it. One page, just 10 minutes, no editing, with plenty of time to talk about it in the end. What you're doing is you're learning how to trust freeform writing. Your best decisions are made right now. So it's time to own your own leadership. The power of now. This is stream thinking. I'm reading from October 23rd, 2021. Today's date happens to be November 8th, 2021, so a few weeks have gone by. So we get to talk about this. But in that moment of now that this writer was going through, that's what his stream thinking project was all about. They may have already talked about it, but just like most humans, if it doesn't personally affect you, it's not heard and or researched. The mental conditions of those who were hit with COVID-19. You see, my brother, my sister, and my mother were all in the hospital at the same time with COVID-19. The siblings are at home, but not mentally. There's fear of my brother using again, and my sister speaks of this great loneliness. Well, what am I doing? I'm digging in because I want to learn more about the mental health issues and how serious this crisis is, not only in their town, but around the world. Drug abuse and loneliness. Here's the shocker. Those providing medical attention are also experiencing these same issues. There it is right there. It's written about, but who's paying attention? There's so much information hitting each and every one of us every day that those lucky enough not to get COVID-19 are going through the same loneliness. So the question is, how can we be this close to God and feel so alone? Now, that question has come up so many different times throughout my daily writing since March 20th, 2020, and where we presently stand, like I mentioned before, it's November 8th, 2021. And that question has been, where is God? And it was probably the beginning part of 2021 where I felt something in my heart. He says, dude, I'm right here. You're the one that is making the choice that you're lonely, when in reality, I'm right here. All you got to do is just tap into it. It's a choice. It's a matter of making the right choices as well. And if you've had COVID-19 or somebody in your family or a friend has had COVID-19 and you're going through this mental kind of a tripping, not tripping as like, hey, man, I'm talking about you stumble and you want to get back to this new normal. Well, the thing is, though, is that you don't want to go back to where you once were. Because where's the growth? If you keep revisiting where you once were, there is no process of moving forward. The goal is to be in your present place of now, like we were talking at the very beginning. Learning to trust freeform writing is knowing that you're in your now. This is what you have power of. And yeah, sure, you've got an image of who you were before March 20th, 2020. But you've also got a newer image of who you are and that your changes and challenges are different. I was talking with a gentleman last week. It's called the reinvention. You have been reinvented. Learn to understand what your new skills are. And you might go, no, I've got some brain fog right now. I'm not going to learn who I am. In fact, I just had this conversation with my wife. She says, I'm too old for this. I'm too old to reinvent myself. That's the beginning. That's awareness. That's where she could be sitting in the car later on today, maybe tomorrow, and she's going to go, well, what if I'm reinventing myself? What do I need to do to show up every day?